Hi, Luke from Korg again here at Reidys. Today we're going to be looking at the Volcas, the 3 in the range, the beats, the bass and the keys, so let's have a listen. Okay, so first up is the Volca Beats, and in here we have an analog drum machine with all different sounds here: kick, snare, toms, hats, and some PCM sounds as well. And we're in live mode as well, which means at the moment so we can play them live and then edit them via the matrix there. So the kick, you can change the click, pitch, the decay, same thing with the snare, amount of snap, pitch, decay, toms, hats, and so on. So it's nice because it lights up when you play each individual instrument. You can also change the PCM speed of the sample based ones, so the claps for example. Some quite neat stuff going on there. But for me it really comes into its own when you start using the sequencer on there. So I'm going to clear the pattern that's in there, function clear all, press play, and it's now playing back because you can see the lights are going across. And I'm now ready to start stepping in. So I'm going to press step mode, and it's on step now, so I can part along to my kick drum and start putting some kick drum on. So there's my kick pattern. Part along to my snare, 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 low tom, stuff like the hi-hat we can paint in a whole lane. We'll get rid of it. We'll put in some random patterns. Open hat. We can also go back into live mode and actually perform live as well by hitting record. That. And as you can hear, it snaps it to the nearest 16th as well, so it quantizes it for us. This is really cool as well over here, the stutter. So at the moment, it's all off, but you've got a time and a depth parameter. So I'm going to bring up the depth. So it's like a gate. Or if I bring up the time, so it sounds a bit like a delay. It's actually a Midi re-trigger. That's cool, but you can actually turn off global stutter, function global stutter there, and then apply it to whichever part you want. So I'm going to say, okay, I want to apply it to the kick. So I can bring it in and out with the depth. Even better, I can actually record that as motion recording. And you can see that that's lit there for stutter. So all I have to do is hit record, and I can record the automation, the depth. It's recorded, as you can hear. I can then go on to, say, the snare part. So I can use it for little flams. Record it. You could even use it for stuff like double time in the hats. Or triplets, whatever you want. Once you finish your pattern, you can save it into one of these 8 memories. You've got an in-memory mode there. And then you can chain them together live if you need to as well, which is really cool. And of course, as I've said earlier, we've got Midi, so we can connect any Midi controller, a pad controller or a keyboard, or of course the output of your DAW to sequence it these great analog sounds. So that's the drums. We've got them all synced together via these cables, and these come included, so sync out of here into the bass. So the bass is a similar principle, but this time it's a bass synth as opposed to a drum machine. So you can play it live by the keyboard. This is a chromatic keyboard. Shift the octaves, as you can hear there. Filter, cut off and peak. You actually have 3 VCOs on this, so they can be stacked as they are here, they can be used independently, and you can change the pitch of all 3 using these knobs. You can also change the waveform. Here, VCO wave between saw and square on each of the 3. And you can change the LFO target as well. At the moment it's set to cut off. And again, we have a step sequencer built in. So 2 ways you can use this. You've got note mode, where we can just record whatever we play. So let's get the beat going so they're synced together. Hit record. You can also sync the LFO rate to tempo just by holding down function and pressing rate. So that will be in time. So then finally over to the keys. And again, this is synced together via the cable. We've got Midi on them as well, as I said. So this one, this is actually 3-voice polyphonic as well, but this time you can play chords depending on which mode you've got selected here. So you've got poly mode. So you can play up to 3 notes. So you can play chords if you want to. Or in unison mode, it stacks the 3 together. And then you can detune them. Octaves, put some in octaves, fifths, ring modulator as well, polyring modulator. So depending on how many notes you play, then your ring modulator effect becomes more prevalent. And then this is your synth editing matrix. So let's just go back onto unison. So you've got detune, got portamento, got filter, resonance, LFO, and the LFO target at the moment is on saw, so let's put it onto triangle. That can also be filter. And you've got your envelope, so you attack, decay and release, and the sustain as well. Plus you've got a delay unit built into here, which is unique for the Volcas. You've actually got an effect unit as well. And that can be tempo synced as well. So again, step sequence are built in, very easy to use. Same thing here. Hit record. Let's get the beat going with it. So they sync together. Record. Again, we can record automation here. Let's clear that. And record our own. It's now recorded. So that's the Volcas. Thanks for listening. Check out the website if you want to see more, but otherwise signing off. Luke Edwards from Korg. Cheers.